Hello and welcome to Chapter Skip. I'm Sean.
I'm Mark.
I'm Chud.
I'm Joe.
And welcome along to the podcast, volume 31. Now, you may hear some slight sad tones right about now. Yeah. We've got some bad news for you guys. Well, maybe good news.
I have AIDS.
Joe has AIDS. Goodbye, good night. Thank you for listening.
That fucking escalate quickly.
Yeah. Always like to keep a lighter
We
slash
can make it
darker
escalate
tone.
really more. We can make it escalate more. Have AIDS of the cock. Oh, cockle
Cock
joke
AIDS.
already.
Anyway, this unfortunately...
I'm confused. You've got
We
an
always say
Ebola
cock.
penis or...
We always say cock, don't we? And I said it straight away. That was a joke.
I know, I'm just throwing in more stuff. I was going to give you an Ebola penis to keep it a bit more current.
Yeah, I got a mixture of that.
Ebola AIDS.
Ebola.
Very good.
Anyway, before we go on to a crazy disease-filled tangent, I've got a little bit of bad news for you guys. I, unfortunately, will be moving away from the area this Friday, possibly the date the podcast comes out. I don't know. Depends when I can be bothered to post them, which is normally never. Thanks again, Mark, for posting last week's podcast, the ABCs of Death 2 special.
That's not a problem.
So we normally record a podcast on a Monday, but next Monday I'm going to be like an hour and a half away, and it's quite a long way for me to come back to do a podcast. But maybe in the future we'll hook up, do a Google Hangout, or you can put me on like speakerphone or something like that. We'll develop some sort of technology where I can do it through the internet and plug it into the laptop, and I'll be able to join in with the conversation as well. But you guys are hopefully going to meet up next week. and
Record your dialogue separately and then edit it in, just you going, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy this movie. That movie was good.
I think I fucking long one.
What the fuck? You should wax it, dude.
You're so hipster, Chili.
Oh, that's why I'm letting it grow down,
Oh, I can do
so
that
I can
bit,
wax
that
it.
bit, yeah.
Fuck no, that's
Or moustache,
beastie.
Pretty good.
I can touch my eye with it.
The people out there, or the person out there listening to the podcast thinking, what are you on about? What's so long that you can touch your eye with it? Talking about mustaches. Yeah, before that, I'm going to be moving away, so these guys are hopefully going to be doing a podcast in my absence. Possibly a better one, possibly not. Who knows? But I'll leave it in their very capable hands, and I look forward to listening each and every week, because I listen to podcasts anyway, so it'll just be an extra one for me to listen to in the car. I'll download it off YouTube. I'll be like, right guys, what you guys got to talk about
I like
this
how you
week?
said leave it in our capable hands. It's going to be a fucking disaster.
The word clusterfuck comes to mind for some reason. It'll be like this, you'll say hello, welcome to Chapter Skip, do all the names, do the
do
volume
like a
number, and then
fake
just talk
disturb.
about things that I can't see, but look at that thing over there, it's quite big, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit grey, I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? My moustache is
This
pretty
week we'll
good.
talk about things that will really wind up Sean.
Yeah, look at this picture. Do you like this picture? I can't see the picture. Anyway, I digress. So that's happening, but we'll continue on with the podcast this week and talk about last week where we reviewed the movie ABCs of Death 2. I enjoyed that. That was fun. But we didn't do any homework or set each other any homework from last week, so we've not technically got anything to talk about this week. But did anybody watch any decent movies, TV shows, or documentaries?
Well, I've watched 2 films this week.
Yeah, same.
I watched Dracula Untold and Annabelle. But
Right.
I'll get round to a short
No, I
review of them.
watched. I've got to know.
I know what you've watched because you told me.
Witchin' and Bitchin',
Right.
which Mark put a trailer up for that.
Yeah,
a
I've
while
seen the
back.
trailer. It looked really good.
And Wolf Cop.
Ah.
I've seen 3/4 of Wolf Cop. I've not quite finished it.
What do you think you're saying, Wolf Cock?
Well, you know,
That's the other one.
that's what floats your boat.
It's the porn version.
And 4 episodes of Gotham.
Oh, I've only watched one and I've got the second one to watch.
Ah, okay. We'll probably get
So
that.
don't kill it for me, please.
No.
So Joe's got a couple
Bruce
of
Wayne's parents die.
No! Oh, that happened in the first one, didn't it?
Joe's got a couple of indie movies to talk about. Chud's got a couple of mainstream movies to talk about. Mark's got 3/4 of an indie movie to talk about.
Well,
and the TV show.
Yeah, me and Matt can talk about Wolf
I
together, I
watched-
suppose.
Yeah, I watched a couple of TV shows. I haven't actually got around to watching any movies this week, but I watched 1 or 2 documentaries.
Did you
which
watch
I can
Tucker
talk about.
versus Dale?
I did not watch Tucker and Dale versus.
For your
Yeah,
last
that's it.
podcast,
No,
still couldn't done your
I
homework.
didn't do it. I thought I'd go out as I sort of began, not really doing my homework very well. Plus, it wasn't technically homework because we didn't really set it for each other. It was just a recommendation.
It was just
Kinda.
a...
Don't try and wriggle out of it. There's no wriggle out clause for you, Sean.
Well, what I'll do, I'll watch it and I'll send you guys an email. I'll do a review and you can act it
Yeah.
out on my behalf. One of you guys can put a wig on, pretend to be me, you know, and just talk general bollocks and have a tea whilst you do it or something.
Have a tea in box.
Anyway, who wants to go first? As we've watched multiple things.
Judd come up first. He was like jumped straight in. So
Well, I'll start with Annabelle. Now,
It's going to be a quick review.
yes, I'm gonna make these
Shit.
fairly quick. Well, Annabelle is a prequel. Well, it's a prequel spin-off to The Conjuring. It is. They say that, but it's very, very vague. It's literally in The Conjuring. You
did any
know,
of us enjoy The Conjuring? Have we seen it?
We
Obviously.
We
reviewed it.
reviewed it, Joe.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Did we enjoy it?
Oh, no, Joe didn't.
No, I didn't.
You
Did
didn't
I?
watch
Oh,
it.
you didn't watch it then.
We wrote
No,
you out.
that's my excuse.
Yeah, we wrote you out.
I did go away and watch it. Did it have what's his name in it?
Patrick
Swayze.
Wilson.
That's it.
Yeah,
I
Patrick
knew it was a
Wilson,
Wilson. Yeah, no, it's not great. It's all set in the 70s or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's like something to do with the Amityville horror,
Yeah.
something or other.
It was all
It was basically any other
and
wanted
a
film
family
you'd
of
ever
kids
seen.
and all that. Right?
well, the only real tie-in this has to it is in The Conjuring. There's a bit. You know, the Warrens' occult museum that they have.
Yeah, the mad people that think they're
And
real
they,
demonologists.
they have
yeah.
a doll called Annabelle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's literally the only link to these two films.
Yeah.
This film's about that doll. It's shit.
Hey, you see what it really looks like? It's a rag doll, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
if you Google it,
Like
yeah,
little
it just looks
pretty
like a
rag
crappy
dolls.
little doll, and then they've like made it more spooky.
Yeah, but
The problem with the film is it's just like every other film that's come out like that in the last 4 or 5 years. Completely and utterly predictable. To the
Just
extent
full of
that,
jump scares
that
and shit.
You know, like
Yeah.
when the music, I'm not sure what
Music!
when the music's building up to that sort of suspense, you know that nothing's going to happen.
Or like the string score, like
Yeah, and you think it builds up, and you know nothing's going to happen.
I see on the trailer the doll runs or something, then it's an adult goes through the door or something.
It wasn't a doll; it's a child.
A child, and then it turns into
Yeah,
who,
and it's just
an
I found
adult.
it so predictable. It was just really.
I'm pretty
outdated.
sure like Mark and myself and Joe, we could have written a review
Yeah.
and said we watched it, and then told it to you, and you'd be like, yeah, I agree. And we'd be like,
Right.
did actually watch the movie. We just knew what it's going to
my
be
friend
like.
wants to watch it for Halloween.
It's
I'm not
full
that
of
interested, but I'm
cliches.
gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm sure I'll agree with you. on
It's
that.
it's taken like parts from better horror movies and just hasn't quite put them together properly, and it's just cliched. I mean, the story is. You know, demons coming to take the soul of an innocent child, which you know, it's.
Yeah.
And I read up on the story of like the doll itself, and none of that stuff happened. It was all fabricated and filmed for entertainment purposes. But it's a typical American horror. It's just I did not enjoy it. I had free cinema tickets, so I didn't have to pay for it, so that was a
Hey.
bonus.
Yeah.
Did you still ask for a refund?
I thought about
Well, a
it.
free ticket back was some shit.
You know, my girlfriend thought it was crap as well, and she likes those sort of films.
She likes shit movies as well.
Well, she likes going to see these horror films, which
Yeah.
I don't mind.
No, yeah.
But you know, we've been to a few now, and
There isn't.
what's going to happen in a few months?
They're very paint by numbers.
What's going to
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
is that I'm not going to remember what part of film that came from, because they're all mishmash, and I'm thinking, was that The Conjuring, or was that this film, or was that?
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I enjoy watching independent films, because they just seem like they're more fresh and they have them ideas of
Think outside the
making
box.
good horror.
They're
you
not
know?
concerned with box
No,
office
no,
numbers
no.
or promotion
Yeah.
or is this going to sell to a wide audience. They're like indie guys.
They just put their art into it. They put
The
their-
I've got a good story.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
put it out there. If people like it, great. If they don't, psh, you
The
know.
only part of Annabelle that intrigued me was I think Don Mancini said he'd like to do Annabelle versus Chucky. I don't think he meant it, but I was like,
So-
yeah, I'd see that.
I think it really grated on me actually was the doll itself. It's like no one would make a doll like that. It was
No.
over the top
Yeah.
creepy.
Can you imagine giving that
So
to your
it wasn't
daughter? Here's a
believable.
birthday
It
present. What the
looked
fuck?
absolutely horrific.
See, but they tried to make it creepy,
Yeah.
where they could have just got a normal like China doll.
Yeah,
Those
that
things
would have
are
been more
creepy as
creepy.
hell.
Yeah.
Like people that collect China dolls, I always see them on the car boot, and they've got them
Freaky.
displays, and they've got their weird frilly dresses on, and their really blank stare on their face, and it's like that's creepy.
Yeah.
Not like you manufactured
Yeah.
a doll to look creepy. This is genuinely creepy.
I'm not sure if a part of it's like maybe an age thing, because I did notice when we were in the cinema, a lot of the other couples in there were probably in their late teens, early 20s. And there's a chap who I work with, and he's he's only 20, and he loved the film. And I don't know whether it's because I've had more years of watching horror that I know.
Not seen many.
I've seen lots of things like that. And maybe he hasn't seen that many. And maybe I'm not the core demographic. Maybe this film's not really meant for.
But when you're not into a certain genre, I think you can enjoy it a little bit more. Like Mark with his anime, you probably have a good eye for good anime, whereas you could say, watch this, and we'd just go, oh, that's cool, because it's new, it's fresh to us.
To be honest, I do watch a lot of shit anime as well.
Yeah.
But
if you gave us, an example of shit anime, we'd probably watch it and go, oh, that's pretty cool, I like the style.
Yeah.
But you'd be like, to me, that's just bad anime, but we don't know enough about it to give a good opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be hitting it on the head really there. So, if you liked Conjuring, go watch it. If you didn't, don't fucking bother.
So I can't even remember The Conjuring.
Oh, there you go.
I can remember
can't remember anything.
I can remember they buy a house in the
fucking reviewed it.
70s.
You see, I
Because
didn't.
at the start of that film, it is Annabelle, and it was someone at the start
They
of
mentioned
that.
they've
Because
got her in the
two
house.
students, don't
They tell their
living
daughter
together,
not to play with the doll or something.
No,
like,
but
go in
right at the
room.
start, there's two students in there with the Annabelle doll, and then it explains that bit, don't it?
I don't remember.
I can remember that. I can remember that in the Conjuring.
I just know they're a pair of
Then it
fucking
shows you
mental
the family.
people that think ghosts are real and they claim that they're demonologists.
Was it Git? Was it the
It's
Git
make
team?
believe, you fuckwits.
Was it the Git team?
To get to. Right, let's. It's just the whole thing is sold on ghosts are real, and everyone else is going, they're not. Get over it.
You get that here, that Lewis Cooper?
Waterfield.
Waterfield?
I don't know if they tried to sell the film as a true story. I don't remember at any point they're saying true story, but it's very loosely based on some events that may have happened in some man's
It's based on
imagination.
some mad people have a doll that they claim is cursed.
Yeah.
What's gonna go? What's gonna do well at Halloween?
I could do that. Oh, I've got a cursed Xbox. Run for your lives!
It's trying to rape me, it's a
He won't
sex
play
box.
the games properly and these red lights come on.
I read the story about the woman who got that dog. She's still alive. Her partner's dead now. Them two is that like because in the Conjuring they go to the house, don't they, in the 70s, and they
I
try and
honestly
stop
can't
it from the
remember.
spirits. No, that true that couple who do the spirits thing and whatever. The
Warrens.
Yeah, the Warrens. Yeah, I read quite a good interview about them, but they wasn't talking as in like with Annabelle, how you going on about in the film. It was like, oh, a new face. Obviously, it's America. Glamorise it and making it a big, over-explosive story when it don't need to be that.
It's the case
The
of-
more subtle is.
They've got a storyline that they think they can broaden.
Yeah.
They've got like $3 million to make a movie. It's cheap. They set it in a house. They don't really change locations.
No.
They do a little bit of puppetry. That probably costs a little bit.
Paint by numbers.
Yeah. And then they spend like $6 million promoting it,
Yeah.
and then they probably make $9 million back and
Make
go,
the money back.
that was a success, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's make The Conjuring 8,
Yeah.
Let's make Annabelle Thor. Annabelle Thor.
Mjolnir
The God of Thunder is a China doll.
and his doll. I bring Mjolnir and Dolly.
Mjolnir and Annabelle. If you can lift Annabelle, thee be worthy of it.
Yeah, it's just a safe bet, and it's just a safe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the other one?
The other one, I actually watched it before, but I thought I'd leave this one till last.
You've signed quite a lot already.
No.
I'm more interested in hearing about this
Dracula
one.
Untold. It's one of those films I didn't really know anything about it until it had been released, and I was like, never heard of this
Clues in the
before.
title,
I
isn't
saw
it?
the trailer and I was a bit like, I
Well,
don't know.
It's like Batman Begins.
I've not even seen
the
a
clues
trailer
in the
for it,
title.
so I don't even know fuck all about it.
I liked it. Yeah, I went to see it with a mate and he liked it as well. It's a lot closer. Well, it's based on the Bram Stoker sort of novel, so it sticks with that rather than no sparkly fucking vampires or any of that shit. It's an origin story essentially. It's
So is it before he becomes?
It's before it's,
So it's more Vlad the Impaler kind of.
Yeah, and as he turns and why
Yeah,
he
okay.
turns and all that.
That's cool.
But yeah, it plays around with the Bram Stoker's universe. Really, it's a bit more faithful to the book than which is I liked. It took a few liberties here and there.
Bat punch.
Bat punch.
Don't you make like a big fist full of bats or something?
Oh,
Punches people with them?
the most outlandish thing he
Fist
does,
bats.
he turns into like a mist of bats, which
Right.
which Dracula does, sort of thing.
Turns
But
into
yeah,
Mr.
yeah. Well,
I love Mr.
Mr. Bat.
right at the end,
I'm Mr. Bat. You want some insurance?
Yeah, he makes like huge handout bats and it's like it was a good film. I enjoyed it. It
People
was
with that.
short, very, very, very short.
Yeah, wasn't there like a big fight scene in the? It was in the
very
trailers.
long,
They
though.
showed a load of bats, and I was like, "Well, it's gone Lord of the Rings or something." It looked a bit.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a long film.
It's batshit crazy.
I thought
It'd be a long.
There's an army.
Sauron.
I thought it'd be a long film.
No, it was about an hour and 20 minutes long.
Oh right, oh, bloody hell.
They set up for a sequel as they
Yeah.
would.
Alright.
Yeah, no, there's a really, really good battle scene in it, and it's a whole army against Dracula. And Dracula wins.
Obviously.
This is before he's a vampire and
This
immortal
is
and everything
just
else.
literally after he's
Ah, right, okay.
turned.
He's fucking him up.
Oh, he adapted to his newfound powers
Yeah.
quite easily then.
And you do get to see, the forest of impaled bodies and all that
Oh,
sort
okay.
of stuff. It's the lead guy in it. I cannot remember
Luke
his name.
Evans?
Is that his name?
I think so.
He plays the bard in the Hobbit films.
Chris
It
Evans.
was, and
The bard.
the bard, the boat guy that takes him into Lake
Oh
Town.
yeah.
And he was really good, actually.
Oh,
I thought he did a really, really good job.
So I've heard a review about Dracula Untold, and people just sort of went, it's alright, it's a story, some stuff happens, and then there's a big bat punch.
That's how the trailer
Yeah.
made me feel when I watched it. I
Yeah.
watched the trailer and thought, I don't know.
I've
And
not
it's
even
that
seen the
coming out
trailer,
at
I
a
didn't
time
even
when
know
it's
that.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Didn't even know the
I mean,
film.
Yeah.
It's come out
Charles
usually when
Dance,
something comes
that's
out.
the
Oh, right.
the chap. Yeah, he plays.
cool.
Because in the books, I believe, he sells his soul, doesn't he, to the devil pretty much for like after his wife dies.
Bat punch
and stuff
power.
like that. Yeah. But in the film, he gets turned by Charles Dance's character, like who's like a monster up in the mountains sort of thing. He goes to him.
Oh, so instead of bringing
For
it down,
the
right.
power to be able to fight off these foreign invaders, he's doing it to protect his people.
Bat Hadoukens.
I kind of wish I'd watched that after I'd seen Annabelle, just to make me feel a little bit better. But I'm not way around. But I still got 3 more movie tickets, so I'm gonna go see Turtles film. I think this week.
That leads me quite nicely into my viewing of the week. Normally in the morning I wake up, I eat my breakfast and probably watch an episode of whatever's on Netflix. But last week I was rendering the podcast, and because I put all the little pictures and the transitions and what, it took a little bit longer, so I rendered it overnight, but then I woke up and it was still rendering, so I was like, I can't use that. So I normally use, I think it's like the American Netflix on my laptop, and then on my iPad I've just got regular Netflix. And I normally watch Parks and Recreation, I've just finished that. And I wanted to watch another episode of that, but it wasn't on the Netflix that I was using on my iPad. So I thought, what should I do? And I found there's a Turtles documentary on there that kind of follows it from the inception, basically. Eastman and Laird, when they got together and they wrote the comic about the Teenage Mutant Ninja
It's
Turtles.
on the English one, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was a really good documentary, and it kind of got me pumped, making me want to see the new Turtles film, but I'm still really apprehensive.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm literally on the fence. I'm like, I want to watch it because it looks kind of interesting, but then I don't want to watch it because it's probably going to be
It's kind of like, want to watch it because it's Turtles, don't want to watch it because it's a Michael Bay explosion fest.
produced,
and-
yeah.
I think thing is, like for people especially, no offense, Mark, but the rest of us.
Oh, no, I watched all the cartoons
Because-
and that when I was a kid, so.
Oh yeah, I kind of grew up on it. I remember I was very
course, yeah.
fond of it, and I was
Damn.
speaking to somebody at work, some young lad at work, and he really wants to see the film, but he hasn't seen any, the cartoons.
Oh,
and that.
okay.
So I guess he's going into it with a lot less sort of preconceptions
It's-
about
yeah,
what it
it's an
should be,
action
what it
sort
should
of
be
film,
like.
I suppose.
So there's more of a chance that he might like it.
Yeah.
So things like that, I think, sometimes work against us. But then if it is good, we're gonna love it a lot more.
Yeah. I saw a review of it on my Facebook feed, just like not a genuine review from a magazine or a video. It was just one of my friends went to watch it, and he said, for what it is, it's actually quite good. It's fairly funny.
Yeah.
It's got a decent story. The CGI's all right, and Megan Fox isn't annoying.
Really?
So yeah. So it's interested me, but still very much on the fence. If it stays loyal to the characters, like Leonardo's the leader, and Michelangelo's the goof, Raphael's the hothead, and Donatello's the nerd. They can't really go wrong with that. If they completely change the characters, then I can imagine that's just going to be annoying. I've heard Shredder's very underwhelming and underwritten, but maybe they're planning for a sequel.
Yeah.
The only thing that annoys me with the Turtles is because they're basically identical. The only way you tell them apart is their masks and I guess the weapons. But why the fuck do they wear masks? It's not going to hide their identity.
ninjas.
They're the only 4 giant turtles. It's not like someone's going to go, it was a big turtle. Oh, I don't know which one it was. They had a mask on. I can't honestly tell you what it looked like.
Cartoon! You're supposed to just enjoy
I know, but it
it
was
while
just
you eat
like-
your cereal.
Make the characters a
Oh,
little
wait,
bit
that's
different.
the problem. You
They're mutant turtles!
Yeah.
Turtle.
So-
Why not make the characters
They're
slightly
trained by a
different
rat.
designs? Just a little bit different, so you can tell them apart from visually without just like, oh, they've got, oh god, you had the red mask, fuck, I can't remember. You had the swords, oh
Yeah,
shit.
but if
I
you
don't
had
know.
4 turtles just sitting on the floor, you know, you wouldn't just say, I can't tell you apart,
Yeah,
change!
they've got no, even just patterning or something.
You're
They're
almost
just like,
being turtle racist.
Why don't they just
They
have
probably do.
tattoos? Sleeves, just different
Well,
ones.
When in the documentary that I watched, they did touch upon that because in the comic they are literally identical apart from the weapons they hold.
Yeah.
And when they was
The
adapted,
comics
to,
are more nastier, I've heard as well.
Yeah,
They're more
they're
violent.
One of them
quite,
loses an arm,
yeah.
quite brutal.
one of them
Yeah.
gets an arm chopped off, I remember one of the old.
And yeah, when the toy line picked them up, they needed to separate them. Basically, that's why they made
Oh, they
them
done
different
that.
colours
Ah,
there, and obviously with the cartoon, and they are slightly different shades as figures.
Yeah.
I think like Donatello's
Oh,
a slightly
okay.
lighter green, and Raphael's like a darker green. So they are slightly different in that respect. And obviously they've got the initial on their belt buckle, the different weapons and the different characteristics.
Yeah, what else do you want, Mark?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
A good movie?
yeah,
That's what I want. I want a good
Hey,
movie.
the first movie
But-
was a good movie.
yeah. And then the
Yeah, and
documentary.
the second one wasn't because they didn't have weapons.
Which was the one with the pizza boy? Was that the first?
That second one.
Yeah.
Dino.
Well, the movie,
what the
the
fuck?
documentary touches upon that, and it's really cool. It goes into the like Jim Henson's workshop made the animatronics for the.
Okay.
So
No, I
the costumes and stuff.
English
No,
or
no.
American Netflix?
I think it's on the English Netflix.
Yeah, it's not
What's
English,
it
it's not an American one.
It's something like some Turtle Power. Or
Well,
something.
there's my
see it.
homework.
I said
Yeah.
yesterday, I just went. I always go on my iPhone and just see what's on the English one because it's usually crap. But I see that on there yesterday. Yeah.
As you go towards the end of the documentary, they do kind of go, yeah, there was a Turtles 2 and Turtles 3, but we don't want to talk about that. And then they did some sort of like musical world tour, but we won't talk about that. We'll just talk
Yeah.
about the success of the cartoon,
terrible, man.
success of the
Have you seen
toys.
Have you seen that when they're on,
it shows,
the,
it shows,
when they're on the show? They're on,
it shows clips of it.
they're on the Oprah Winfrey show.
Well,
I sat there and they're like, yeah, and all this
You know, you
and stuff. And they
mentioned
do
the
a
music-
song and that rap song.
Mentioning the musical tour, there was a Mortal Kombat stage tour or something.
Really?
And apparently, I forgot her name, the lady who directed the Punisher Warzone.
Lexi Alexander.
She was in it as Kitana.
No way.
Yeah.
That's well good.
That was bizarre.
I saw a picture the other day of Mortal Kombat condoms. I don't know if anyone. Literally.
Get over here!
No, it's,
Finish him.
it says at the bottom, it says
Finish her.
Yeah.
protection so you can finish her. Just hope it doesn't end in a fatality.
Fatality.
On the
Oh,
bell.
yeah, to avoid a babality.
Get over here.
Friendship.
I don't know if it was legit or if it was a mock up.
That's
If
gotta
it's
be
legit,
fake.
I want Mortal Kombat condoms.
On the tip, it just says fight.
Jesus.
But to kind of link from what you were saying, Sean, about that was the Jim Henson workshop, and then sticking with like Turtles being obviously a thing from the 80s. Jim Henson's workshop had been kind of raking some of their older films and they're considering sequels. And
I know what you're going to say.
two that they're thinking of, The Dark Crystal
Yeah.
and Labyrinth.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still
as long
not,
as they-
Extremely good film.
Yeah.
As long as they don't ruin them. 'cause
they're not going down the
extremely
remake route. They want to do genuine sequels. Apparently,
That's cool.
there's not
There's
much.
a really good documentary about Jim Henson on YouTube, all about his workshop and that.
Oh, right, okay.
Very
The
interesting.
thing is, Jim Henson didn't really want to be a part of the Turtles because it was too like violent.
I didn't
He
even know
wanted
it was.
to
That's cool.
obviously wanted to keep his image with the Muppets and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then I think he saw that there was quite a cool thing going on with like basically Ninja Turtles.
It's very interesting.
And yeah, it just shows you behind the scenes stuff,
I'll have
like
to
these
check
guys
it out.
dressed up in the suits, like doing proper like flips and stunts and stuff. And
Yeah.
like you said, they actually had weapons in the first movie, so you got like
yeah,
basically
they did, and then they pulled
badass
all that
stunt.
out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
I think it was those parent groups kind of went, oh, they got weapons.
yeah. So they kind of ruined it there, but I guess if they use weapons in the 2014 Turtles movie, then it's probably more of a success than Turtles 2, maybe.
I mean, we loved them when we was kids. We always.
But there was that whole
yeah.
thing, like, not only did they take the weapons out, the whole thing of calling them hero turtles, the word
that was
ninja
like
seemed
the
to
Well, no,
be a
English
bit-
one,
no,
wasn't
that
it?
it goes into that.
That was the English
Yeah,
version,
apparently
wasn't it?
when they adapted the cartoon for the UK audiences,
Yeah.
they took away Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, for
Well,
some
it's
reason.
hero, wasn't
When
it?
I was a kid, we was all just told, oh, because ninja sounded too violent. How true that is, I don't know. That's what I
No,
heard.
because
when I was a child.
I used to always say hero because that's what it was on our.
I did.
on
Not,
our-
I thought I wanted
remember
something
always getting very
different.
confused when I was a kid about it. Because
Yeah.
I'd always did
Heroes in a half shell.
Yeah.
Total power.
I always thought it was
half shell.
exactly. I always thought it was a hard shell. That makes more sense,
Half,
surely.
innit? Half a
Hard shell?
They don't have surely the entire shell
Yeah, I know.
of a turtle
I
is
don't know. Half.
or is it because they haven't got the full, but they can't like retract their head and legs into it?
But they can't they? Did that in the
Did they?
movie? Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he done that as to get away from a.
Yeah, somebody
from a
like
hit.
wanted to chop him with a sword and he just put his head into a shell.
Yeah, good.
Right.
And I think it shows the clip in the trailer. He actually goes into a shell. So I would have thought hard shell would have been more relevant
It makes
because
sense,
the shell
yeah.
is hard and they're a hero in it, and it's not half a shell.
It was a crap song, basically.
It was a great song.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome.
But now that you've started to analyse it a bit, you're like, it's like as bad as me with the mouse. You're going, there's a lot of flaws in these lyrics.
Listen to Horse the Band's version. It's awesome.
Very good. Now, you mentioned about Mortal Kombat, and I watched another documentary which was on Netflix. It was called Video Games Something, the movie or something.
Oh,
Now, don't get this mixed up with Indie Game.
the Video Game Academy or something it's called,
Yes.
something like that.
No. This is a documentary. Indie Game, the movie, is a documentary about like a couple of different guys making indie movies.
Independent.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy.
Independent,
For Xbox Live and stuff. That's a really,
Yeah, I really like
really
that.
good documentary. It's like one of my favourite documentaries I've watched. This one's slightly different, but it kind of chronicles the very genesis of video games and goes back to even before Pong and Asteroid and stuff like that. Kind of goes through all the different stuff. And it's nice.
Nintendo was a card company, weren't there, or something?
well, that's how they started
I
off
think
in
they were
Japan,
like a
didn't they?
toy company or
That's how they
something.
started off. I remember
I
being
think they
some
started off doing
card-
like playing cards or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and it kind of goes through, starts with the Atari and Pong and Pac-Man and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
goes through up to nowadays. Yeah, it's quite a good one, but if you're into documentaries and you're into documentaries about video games, I'd recommend Indie Game the movie over Video Games the movie. This one was just a bit more, I don't know, a bit more kind of commercial, whereas Indie one seemed a bit more indie, seemed a bit more kind of in-depth, got into the characters, into the people making the movies and whatnot. I thought it was a really, really
You
good
seem
one.
to really hate everything. I just remember the guy just hating everything, especially Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Can you remember the documentary we watched that time about that guy who was a world champion in the 80s and he was trying to get his
Oh, yeah, the
title
Donkey
back?
Kong.
Donkey Kong, you think
Was
that
that the
Donkey
speed?
Kong?
What was it called?
No, it's
Yeah.
really interesting, wasn't it? And he's just
King of Kong.
yeah, and
something
he's like
that.
proper like a proper redneck now. He's grown up, obviously. He's trying to still compete with his. It's really interesting. That was very interesting. I don't even know if it's.
God,
I don't
don't
even
throw
know
a
if
barrel at him.
it's on Netflix now, but it was good anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
very, very good.
And it said about the games having ratings and stuff, and they showed sort of clips of Mortal Kombat and stuff
That's
like that. I thought
one
it was-
brought it about. wasn't
Because then, wasn't it on the SNES they took all the blood out? The Mega Drive version had all the violence in it.
yeah,
and
the
Nintendo
SNES
one
like
had all the-
replaced it with like grey blood or like green
Yeah,
like
some
stuff.
cheese.
Didn't
So
they?
no one bought that one.
Well, I think I did. I think I had like both versions, even though they were the same thing.
A long time ago, no? Like 92?
Yeah.
When it was all the photo. What was
Yeah.
it called? I can't remember that.
I don't know what.
I can't remember what that process was called.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they,
the
there was a
photo.
lot of real people, didn't they? They used for all the little.
like sort of almost like a stop animation type
Yeah,
thing. Where they
but-
take a different pose. Whoopsie.
So Joe, you got your
Yeah, well, I suppose we.
indie
could talk-
films. We said indie games, so that'll lead into indie films.
Yeah, I suppose we could talk together if you want, Wolfcott.
Together.
Together forever.
Well, just to give you guys some information, to sort of Wolfcop, give you an idea of what.
Do you know what it's about?
to give you an idea of what to expect.
It's a
Most
donkey.
werewolf films, when he starts to transform, it will start with the eye will change, the
That's
teeth will
very
grow,
cool, yeah,
or the
very
hair will
cool.
grow, or the claws will grow. This one starts. His first transformation starts from his penis.
Yeah.
I was going to say penis, but I thought that's
Yeah.
a bit ridiculous.
It really
He's
does.
having a wee and he's weeing blood, and then he's like, "What the fuck?" And then you
Yeah.
see an under.
Big wolf cock.
The camera's panning up at his wang, and then he's suddenly like, "Oh,
It's fucking
like a
good
big
though.
wolf
The transformation
wang.
is cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Really good. I thought it was a really good.
I haven't
film. It was.
Quite seen all of it.
No, I thought it was good how it was. Like it had that sort of 80s vibe to it. I
A lot
thought
of
that sort
films
of.
failed to nail the transformation scenes with
No, it's good.
werewolves. So there's a lot of films that just fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like American Werewolf
That's-
was
that's
obviously. The
fantastic.
Howling done a good job.
I haven't seen
Have
that.
you ever seen Company of Wolves?
No.
It's like a British
Oh,
film.
that's
It's
actually
basically
good.
Red Riding Hood
I've just been watching
But
the wrong films
with a-
apparently.
Yeah.
with a werewolf.
Well, I always think if they do it practically, it always looks better than digitally.
Yeah, it's great. It's like it comes through his skin and it rips his
Yeah,
face.
which they did in
and
Company
rips
of
all
Wolves.
his-
The whole thing in
brilliant.
Company of Wolves was like, someone being hairy on the inside, and that's what it was. The skin would rip, and the wolf was inside them, which is what they did. But there was other little fairy tales in this. At the beginning, they're on about a gang that's been doing robberies called the Piggies. There's 3 of them in pig masks. I'm like, 3 pigs, a wolf. I know this fucking story.
You got up to that.
It's
bit,
really cool
every
little-
season. You not got up to that.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to the Red Riding Hood bit that's in it, and they capture him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen. I've got like 20 minutes left, but I was just so tired, and because I was making notes as well, because I want to possibly get around to reviewing it at some point.
No, it's a good film. I thought it was. It's got that sort of 80s vibe to it, and just
very-
really shot well. Good
There's some bits are in your
like-
face, some bits very sort of tongue in cheek, sort of
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Because he's just a waste, isn't he? He's just an alcoholic police officer, and
it doesn't do the werewolf-
town. What is it? Donuts and liquor, or liquor donuts, or something like that.
Yeah.
And just like hunting and drinking and eating donuts.
But it doesn't do the
And,
typical, he got bitten by, escaped
No.
madman kind of, who's a
Yeah.
werewolf kind of thing. It does the whole, it's a satanic ritual thing for some
Alright.
whatever reason I haven't
Yeah.
found out yet, but it's been
Yeah,
going on for a while, I
won't
think.
say no. It's
But-
Now, because
The
it's got the
ending's very
cheesy
good.
element and it's a very 80s thing, what is the main character's name? Has he got a really cheesy name?
His
His
Officer
name
Wolf or
rhymes.
something?
He's Sergeant Lou Garou.
Yeah, Lou Garou.
Lou Garou.
Lou Garou. The one did you see when he does his car up? That was awesome. when he
Oh,
does
the
his car up.
Wolfmobile. What's it?
And the W on the front.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
the W
really-
on the front.
that was proper-
the flashing lights, so they're
Yeah.
lengthways or whatever.
That was proper old school. The
Yeah.
W when it's all lit up. Like,
That was cool.
Yeah,
And then him and his mate go out and. No, it was cool. What I've seen of it so far, I really liked.
Yeah,
Sounds
and yeah, really good. I won't tell you the ending, but the ending is quite good. It's
Cool. Yeah, I want to finish it in the next couple of days,
Yeah,
so I can
and then-
get a review done by the end of the week and
and
hopefully
then,
have that out.
yeah, then I always try and look for the new releases on Netflix because I watch so much on there that I'll get bored now. And they had that Witchin' Bitchin' on there.
It's on there, is it?
Yeah, that's
Which
what
is
I
on my
watched.
list to watch next.
On the
after Wolf Cop.
American one, so I watched on there. Yeah, it's cool. Shot really, really well. I don't know what the budget was, but shot really well. I love how it starts off because obviously in the trailer they do a bank robbery. That's the whole point. They do a bank robbery, but they're dressed up as Jesus and
That was
and,
it.
and the
Yeah,
soldier,
yeah.
and he's all got green on, like one of the plastic soldiers. This is fucking great. It really is. And you got SpongeBob and
They were all outside pretending to
yeah.
be a street performance, weren't they? But they're actually
it's
bank
a
robbers.
Spanish film.
I was going to say, I couldn't remember where it was from, but I remember
Made in
Mark,
Madrid,
you
yeah.
posted the
I think I
trailer,
read
in,
the
our,
trailer,
in
yeah.
our little group chat, and I think I watched it, and then I kept looking out for it online, seeing when it was released, and I don't think the IMDb page had a release date on it. So I was
Yeah.
looking on the various VOD platforms, but if it's on Netflix, even better.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
definitely
it's
check
great.
that out.
It's great. So they do this robbery, and he wants to spend more time with his son. So his son holds the bank up. He doesn't help him rob the bank. So they want to go to France to get away from everybody, to get away from the heat. And they end up in like a witch, where there was a witch coven of of witches and stuff, and there was all that sort of happened in this little village. They end up in that, and you know what happens there, and then it just blows up from there with the witches and stuff. Now it was done really well. I thought, yeah, really good film. I really enjoyed it.
Which one do you prefer more, Witchin' and Bitchin' or Wolf Cop?
They're two different films altogether.
They are
really.
two different films.
Yeah, I mean, like two different styles and stuff. So,
Yeah, one's about witches, one's about bitches, one's about
Sure.
wolves.
so I don't know.
No, I get what you mean, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to choose,
Yeah, I
got
don't
different
know.
elements.
Probably just for the style of it. And I don't know what the budget was, and that probably Witchin' and Bitchin'.
Yeah.
And I do tend to like foreign films. Just the style's completely different to American version or an English version. It's just complete, and that's why I love a lot of French horrors and stuff.
I
'cause
remember
they
they
just
saying about
mix it
Wolf
up.
Cop. I think last week on Friday they had a show in a theatre in London, and it was free entry. Oh, yeah, which I was like,
That's cool.
fuck, why am I at work? Why can't I go? I'd have took the drive down there.
At the end, I think I'm
And I think the guys who done the film were there
At-
as well.
at the
So it's
end
like
they-
a meet and greet and a free.
At the end, they go, come into the theatres 2015, Wolf Cop 2. That's what they said.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm up for that.
Yeah, so I don't know how true that is, but yeah. No, yes, so probably Witch and Bitch, and it's hard to go into it when you haven't seen it because I don't want to spoil things
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
And that's that. Yeah, it was really, really
Yeah,
good.
I plan on watching it this. I'll finish Wolf Cop, get a review for it written up, and then watch
Yeah, no,
Witch and
check it
Bitch
out.
and
It's
get a
on-
review for that as
it's
well.
on-
So.
Yeah, it's on the American Netflix, so it's
Cool.
It's definitely worth watching.
Now, you said about foreign indie movies. Chad's got a little bit of a shindig coming up very shortly, Halloween theme, and I've been toying with the idea of what to go as. Now, I thought I'd get your opinion. I spent last night way too long on eBay looking for costumes to wear, and then I came across one that I thought, don't know if it'd work, but maybe you guys can offer some opinions. I'm thinking maybe of going as Jesus from Fist of Jesus.
That'd be awesome.
Cool.
But how do I make it less Jesus and more Fist of Jesus?
You need a fish.
I was going to
You need a
say,
fish.
do I need a fish or
Bit
do I
of
need
blood.
some sort of
Blood and
like...
stuff.
Because
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the
Bit of blood on your robes and a
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. Like his weapon, what he uses, yeah.
Yeah.
No one will get it.
No one will get it.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. It's like,
That's why
people would
because-
just be like, are you like zombie Jesus? Be like, no,
Or you
I'm
could watch,
Jesus in Fist of
or you
Jesus.
could watch Witching and Bitching and go Silver Jesus because of the way he is. He's
Silver
completely
Jesus.
silver.
Or you can watch
sounds great.
Ultra Christ and go as Ultra Christ.
Yeah.
I'm going to go as different
Watch
Jesus.
Witching and Bitching, he's completely silver.
Yeah? I like
And
silver.
he looks really cool.
Is it
And
like a
he's- and he's
silver
got-
sort of like onesie, like more?
No, he's just paint.
No, it's like one of the, you know, like you see the silver man or the
Yeah.
gold man in the
Yeah,
street doing
he's still
that.
paint.
It's
And
like
he's
that,
carrying
but-
a cross and he pulls a fucking gun out of the cross.
I think I'm sorted, Chad. I think I'm coming to your party as silver
That
Jesus.
reminds me
He
of
lifts up the flat man and he pulls a fucking gun out.
That reminds me of
Awesome.
some notes I wrote once for
Brilliant.
of an idea I had for a story, which was a western called Jesus Christ Bounty Hunter, and his pistols were like two little crosses,
Yeah, I think you told me
yeah,
that.
and they shoot like the nails.
All these cool things we've got, no budget. Why don't we Michael Bay? We could be using his money really well.
We'd make fucking a million films just on
Yeah.
it.
You got $40 million budget. You can make 40 million films.
Pretty much, yeah.
Explosions? No, we don't need explosions, Michael. Let me show you how to do it.
We need
Ain't got any,
narrative.
yeah,
That's what we need.
ain't got any fishing line.
We need thin narrative and innards.
Yeah.
Chucking some boobs as well. Sorted.
That's all you need, isn't it?
No, so, yeah, seriously, what's that? You've got some ideas.
Fuck it, I'll combine the boobs and the innards in the same thing.
And there's your narrative.
Yeah.
Gut boobs. Come into a cinema near you.
Gut boobs.
Do you like boobs?
Do you like
Do you
guts?
like guts? Watch
Have you-
gut boobs.
Have you seen the Fight Club on his trailer? Fight Club.
Yes,
brilliant.
I did. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
It's great, man. It's great. You gotta watch it. It's great.
So we've all talked about things that we've watched, but Mark, have you watched anything else, or was it just Wolf Cop?
The only other thing I mentioned was Gotham, which I've now watched 4 episodes of. Originally, I started to watch the first episode, was a bit tired, wasn't really getting into it, so
I really
the
enjoyed
following
the first
day
one.
I sat and watched it again, really liked it, and I'm hooked on the series. The only thing I'd really complain about, alright, if you're a freaky diehard, I mean, I'm a big fan of Batman, and they have changed some of the origin stories,
Yeah.
don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
You're going to have to change it for the sake of a TV programme,
Yeah.
I can live with that. It just seemed a little bit too forced with pushing at you, oh, guess who this kind of character is? It's like,
Yeah.
here's a girl running around the streets, she's stolen some milk, now she's feeding a cat.
Yeah, I know what you're
Whoa,
saying.
you're like,
I'll guess them all. I'll
And
work out them all on the first
here's a guy
episode.
with an umbrella, he's got a long nose, straight away, like, I know who he's going to
Yeah.
be. And someone's called him Oswald, like, yeah, I get that. And then someone out of nowhere goes, hey, Penguin. Like,
Yeah.
why have
Yeah,
you
you
called
don't-
him that?
you
There's
don't
no
need to do that,
context
no.
for his character have been called
So
that.
like forcing it on you
Yeah.
rather than doing it real subtly.
There was some cool
The
little
Riddler
things.
was in there as well, which
Yeah.
that was okay.
Yeah, the Riddler. I like that.
There was someone else as well.
Did you get the Joker?
Possibly.
See, now,
possibly.
I've heard
I'm thinking
different.
it's not going to be to him, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've heard they're going to like hint at several different people to be the
Yeah.
Joker.
Yeah, that's what I've
Okay.
heard. About 2 or 3 people are going to... Because the Joker's never... No one's ever known his
Yeah, I'll
identity.
just go by
You're
that
thinking about the
stand-up
stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite good. It was just a little bit too much. Oh, we're going to throw these characters at you. Look
I
at
like-
who we've put in it.
I
But
like
once
little-
they got that out of their system, I think it's
I like the
done
little
really
things
well.
with Oswald where he walked like a penguin because he was sore, his legs had been smashed up.
been-
and
yeah.
It was a bit like that.
But that at the time when they call him Penguin, you hadn't seen that. He's just standing there, and they'd gone, "Oh,
Oh,
here,
no, he
Oswald, do you want
didn't
this
do
bat?
that,
Do you
yeah.
need to, have a go at hitting this
Yeah,
bloke we're
yeah,
interrogating?"
I know.
And then they go, "Okay, you've done enough. Give us the bat back, Penguin." And you're thinking, "Well,
Yeah,
why the
don't
fuck
say
have they
that
called
shit,
it? It didn't make
you don't
sense."
need to, you can
But
put
the
that-
guy who plays Penguin is really fucking good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And he's quite a vicious.
He's got a pointy little face.
I think it was at the end of that. Don't he? At the end of that
Yeah.
first episode, he basically kills someone for a sandwich. You know.
Yeah, fisherman.
I think later on
Hey, if you're hungry.
he'll kill someone for a pair of
It's
shoes.
fucked
It's
up. He
just-
could have literally just took the sandwich off the old man.
Yeah, but he's
To
like,
kill him.
It's
Spoiler alert! He took the sandwich. What?
No, it's pretty good. I'm getting into it. Yeah,
I
definitely.
think I will end up watching it, but I think it's going to be one of those things that I'll
Marathon.
have to watch it with the girlfriend because
Yeah.
you know we both
Yeah.
go to watch superhero movies, and if I watch it without her, I'll get a spanking.
I've got
She'll take
But it's less-
she'll take my sandwich away from
second
me.
episode is in England, and I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
America's a couple of weeks ahead, which is
Yeah.
I've managed to catch up. But
So-
it's good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just that little bit too much. Like with the
And
the guy
I don't
who
want to
they
give away things, but the little girl, I'm not
the
gonna
guy who
I
they
don't wanna-
arrest, yeah, and he's got a daughter, and you can see her with some plants. And
Yeah,
she's called
yeah,
Ivy.
no, I wasn't going to say that because I
But
didn't
the
want
thing with that is, it was like, hang on, she's not actually called Ivy. It was Pamela Isley. But they just, it's
I know,
supposed to be like,
she's
so you go, oh,
fucking
where's Ivy? Or,
watering plants or something. It's
Yeah.
like, ah.
they just, in that first episode, was a bit too much. Quick,
Yeah,
look,
make
look,
it a
look,
bit
we're going
more
to hit
subtle.
this character.
Make it a
Yeah.
bit more subtle.
You got Sean Pertwee as Alfred,
He's brilliant.
and he don't say a lot in the first
Yes, sir.
episode.
He's not posh, wasn't
But when he's like, after, spoiler, Bruce Wayne's parents get shot.
shit.
When he's walking away and the paparazzi in his there, and he's like, just look straight ahead, don't show any, keep your head
He's
up, don't
great.
cry,
He's
don't
great.
let him see you crying kind of
Yeah.
thing, and he just like, off they go.
Yeah, he's great.
But he is good, he's a bit...
No, so I really enjoyed it personally. I really
It's good, yeah, I wasn't
didn't
sure
think
at
it
first, but I was
thought,
tired and I
this is-
wasn't
I think
getting
I'm
it.
gonna I think this was shit because when you went, I watched it that night, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, it's on tonight.
And
Isn't
I'm gonna
it?
enjoy it. And I thought, fucking hell, this is great.
I started to watch
really
it.
got into it.
Friday night, Saturday night, that's it, I was tired, and I watched it again.
And I know you guys
Yesterday, I
don't
think
watch
I really
Walking
liked
Dead
it.
really, but that started off great.
I've heard it. The first episode
Absolutely
is
Have you
brilliant.
noticed though, they've
So
got
gory, the
how
first episode.
crap their CGI effects are. When someone's shooting, and the sparks and things like that, they're awful.
There's lots of little
Really
Easter eggs
fucking
which are
bad.
fair now as
But
well.
the prosthetics are so good, but those, when they
There
do
was-
the digital effects, they're terrible.
There was a cool little Easter egg because they're near crates on the first episode of this, and it's like,
was what,
and it, on the first episode they're near crates, like crates, boxes, crates.
Oh right, I thought you were like a place.
No.
We're near the town of crates.
And it says, and it's a little nod to I'll get it in a minute.
Don't get it out.
Tales
I don't
from
wanna see
Tales
it.
from the Crypt. Tales from Stephen King. And it's a nod to the Crate. There's an episode called The Crate with the monster. What's in the crate? The monster.
Is it?
Yeah, no, you're not seeing that.
I don't remember that in Tales from the Crypt. Oh, okay.
Not Tales from the Crypt. Sorry, what's the other one with Stephen King?
The one with the
George
cat,
Romero.
The one with the cat at the end of it.
No, what's that called with George Romero and Stephen King? They done one. It's not Tales from the Crypt. It's the other one. What the fuck? did they do?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The one with the lake monster.
Yeah,
That one and the wooden
I can't remember
Indian.
what it's
And,
called. But anyway, yeah, there's one called The Crate, and that's
Creep
it's just
Show.
That's it. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Sorry, Creep Show. Yeah, and there's a little nod to that, and it says on the box about like Creep Show basically. And I just like them little Easter eggs, all them little things to
The
zombie
problem
movies and
with
stuff.
Walking Dead for me is it doesn't go anywhere.
This
Group of people living fairly quietly in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. No one has a fucking bicycle for some reason whenever there's an apocalypse. I don't know why. There'll be so much an easy mode of
Well,
transport.
it'd be the cycling dead then, wouldn't it?
yeah, but the zombies wouldn't be on it. But people would be like, sort of like,
I'd
we got
like
no
to see a
petrol.
zombie on a bike.
But
I want to be
it's
on
a
a
group of
rally
people.
bike, going
They're
around
in a
with
place.
zombies.
Zombies will destroy the place. Some people die who are usually ones you've never seen before, and then this group moves to another place, and the cycle just goes round and round. It's not
last
going
season was
anywhere.
shit, and I didn't enjoy that at all. This is
I'm
just
towards-
opened up really good.
The
problem
towards
is-
the end of season 4, and
Oh,
to be
yeah.
honest, the first season and second season I absolutely love, and it's just gotten a bit dry for me.
Second
Really.
season
it's
was
not
terrible
great,
for
mate.
me.
I'm pulling myself through.
I
it.
really-
Season
really
3,
got-
I thought started well and then fizzled, and
This really got me
how
back
season
into
3 ended should have been at that point when the prison got
Yeah.
taken over,
Yeah.
not we'll carry it on for another.
This has really got me back into it again because I watched the new Walking Dead and I watched the new Gotham and I thought, fuck, I really enjoyed them both.
I saw bits of Walking Dead. Amy was watching it; it was on in the background. I occasionally looked up, but I haven't got it in me anymore. There's
No,
too much filler.
I'm sticking with it and I'm enjoying it now so far. Anyway.
There's there's that bit when they're like the cannibal guys have got 8 people who are like, we're going
No, I
to
enjoyed
kill
that.
them all
I really enjoyed
and
that.
eat them or whatever, and you're like, I know what's going to happen here because out of these 8 people, 4 of them
Of
are all
course.
characters that have been in it all the time,
Yeah, of
and these
course.
4 are basically
You know
Star
they're
Trek
not- you know-
red
you
shirts.
know You know they're not going to touch them. Obviously, yeah.
There's
you know
nothing
But I
surprising going on
enjoyed
in
it, just
it.
how gory it was and how it opened up. That's what I liked.
It was
Star
just-
Trek into that.
It was, they were the equivalent of the
It'd be a
Star
bit weird
Trek
if the
shirts.
red shirts just ate the main characters and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that took
That's
a
the thing
turn
with it.
for the-
The story's going round in circles. Find a safe place.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets fucked up by zombies. Move on. Find another safe
I
place.
don't know, I'm
And when
not
it's-
saying there, yeah, but I'm enjoying it anyway.
Yeah. No, I will at some point give it another
Yeah.
shot, but can't get invested in it at the moment.
Because like I said, I never really like last season, but just that episode just.
But that's the
there's a
thing.
lot of
You've
good-
you've had a whole.
there was lots of action.
You have to
know?
go through like 5 shit episodes
Yeah, I
to get
know.
one that you really like, and I can't be bothered.
I've been
with
like that in a Foos TV series, like Prison Break.
Yeah.
That fucking goes like that. When they're not in prison, it's boring. When they're in prison, it's good. It's like when they're on the run, it's so boring. I don't want to know about your fucking past life and
What's
what's
the
going
thing with
on.
Walking Dead? Once
Oh.
they escape from the zombies, you're
Yeah.
like, here's 3 episodes of them doing some farming.
Just walking.
Farming dirt.
Yeah.
That was terrible, but there was
only-
reasons for that. While
Watch
they
the main character grow a turnip.
There was reasons why they stuck. There was reasons why they stuck at that. Stayed at that.
But it
at
just
that farm.
then sits and it's flat.
A lot of
Yeah.
TV series do that. I find
Yeah,
like
I
Breaking
know.
Bad only had one bad episode.
No,
I thought that was the
that didn't
episodes
do-
when the writers must have been on strike, and that was the episode where they were trying to catch the fly. And
I like that
I just
episode.
like
yeah.
they're weird. I like they're weird.
I liked how
So
awful that episode
strange.
was. I was just like,
I
kind
like
of take
that.
a break, take
Yeah.
a back seat.
Yeah.
And it was
the
then the
entire
hint of-
thing of Breaking Bad.
It seemed like
was
it just
that
let
one
you have a
episode.
breather.
I like
It was
that
like
one.
it's
But that
like-
episode was like full of dread because there was like some, I can't remember what happened.
He said something, don't he?
It's like a decision needs to be made, or somebody's going to say
Yeah.
something that's going to change the whole scope of it. And it's like they're doing it whilst they're like doing this almost comedic,
Yeah.
like trying to
But
catch
then
this
Walter's
fly.
whole thing of getting the fly was like his obsession is showing how he's now becoming
Yeah.
obsessed and he's got to do this. You know,
It's sort of like
get
you have that
his
breather as
obsession
well
getting
from
out
all
of
the
control.
action. It's just them two in a room.
I really like that. We sat there and we're like, I can't believe I've just watched 45 minutes of 2 people trying to catch a fly, and I've sat here riveted. to
I
it.
think I knew what I was watching. I got very. I found it very tedious and got bored of that. That was the only episode though. I thought every other
I think the
episode.
start, I think the
Oh,
start of it,
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just, I thought it was just a bit weird.
Still one of the
It's
best TV shows I think I've ever watched.
Well,
cool. Yeah.
oh no, I was going to say sticking with TV shows, and I can't remember what my notes were.
Well, I was going to say sticking with.
There was something in my notes.
Sticking with
Oh,
Breaking Bad.
Where are your notes?
bollocks. Sean's got my emailed them, Tim.
Oh, right.
I had some printer issues. There was something about. Thanks, Sean.
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I know.
Jesus.
Sticking with
Something about Sandra Bullock.
Sticking with TV shows, I mentioned at the end of last week's podcast about Lego movies.
Right, right.
Have you heard what's going on with them?
No,
TV
no.
show apparently.
I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah.
They're
Lego
cancelling
movie-
Lego movie.
Lego Movie 2 is going to be pushed back because they've decided that instead for 2017 they want to do a Lego Batman movie.
I think I did hear about this actually in
Will Arnett?
the last week.
Nothing yet. It's just that they want to do one. So the Lego Movie 2 is being pushed back, but they want to do other Lego movies. I guess it's going to end up like the games and end up being loads
As
of
long as they don't
But
ruin it.
you
that
know,
sort of
I didn't
style,
realise
whatever.
a master builder is actually what they call the people who work at Lego who give those who design the Lego sets and the professionals who build the massive sculptures. They call them master builders. So in the vein of
That's
things
what I
like
do in the
Face
toilet, I'm
Off,
a master builder.
Master Baker.
yeah. well, you can edit it out.
But Joe's awful joke.
But what they
on,
want to do
you're
is a
not an awful
TV
joke.
series basically like Face Off, but a master builder thing where people are going to come in and build some awesome thing out of Lego, and then I guess one will get eliminated and it goes on to the next
Oh,
round.
That'd be cool.
I like
So
that. That's really good.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I'd like
You said that is a TV show, or
They're going to be. They're hoping it will launch next year.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'd watch
I'll be up for that.
definitely, yeah.
There you go. I knew I had some TV series news.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Possibly, yeah. You guys were talking about Walking Dead. Sometimes it's overhyped. I've been watching a severely overhyped TV show for
No,
the
you
last
haven't.
5 weeks, and I'm just going to go and say it: that Game of Thrones is a bit shit.
It's not.
Oh,
amazing.
controversy.
Yeah, but it's like,
You need to keep watching it.
well, that's the thing. It's like, surely after 5 episodes, something has to
what?
happen where I go, right, I'm intrigued.
I need to
I've
rewatch
watched
I know
it
about
for
it.
5
Yeah,
weeks, and I
have you
can't.
seen it?
I
On the
can't get
same
into
boat
it.
as Sean, I watched
never
about
seen
4
it.
episodes. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I struggled with it.
See, I was hooked on after the first episode, and I just
I
devoured it.
think it's because it throws you into like this world that's obviously very well developed.
It
It's
feels
very
like an already
complex.
established.
Yeah.
I feel like
Is it pushing too much on you character
they're not
wise?
spoon feeding you things.
Is
so
it
you
pushing
kind of have
too
to
much
work it
onto
out.
you, like all the characters and
Not
story
really.
and-
It's not
Well, they
even.
don't push
no,
anything onto you.
I feel like I've joined in midway into season 3. Like everyone's going blah 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 of so and so. You're the blah blah, and I'm like, who? What?
There's a lot
Who,
of-
who
yeah.
the fuck are you talking about? You're my son, but you're not my son. You're the king's son. Who the fuck's the king? The king's
Sean
wife
Bean.
is saying, no, he's not even the king.
No, the king was the fat bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, I just see him on
He's
The
the
king
king
was the
cover.
fat bloke who is.
I love when
yeah,
they
if
what's
you've not
going
seen
on.
him,
I
yeah.
love it.
Literally,
I'm
I have no
like,
idea.
His
what
wife is the is the woman who's shagging her brother.
So I didn't even know that. Like,
Yeah.
first episode they're having sex, I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah,
Or what's the big secret? They don't even say,
Is
like...
it the dwarf? Is it
you
the
have to, like-
dwarf?
No, that's the
No.
that's the Queen's
I've
brother.
seen it.
That's the Queen's other brother who she's not shagging.
The only thing I remember is a child getting pushed out of the window.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about it. But
That's brutal.
I didn't understand why he got pushed out. I thought they were just being
Because
ridiculous.
because they saw,
Because he saw- yeah,
saw
but
them shagging and they were brother and sister.
But whether I'm just being stupid, whether I didn't pick it up, but they were having sex, and I was like, oh, the Queen's cheating on the husband. But then the husband already has cheated on his wife and has got kids, and it's like, well, obviously they don't give a shit, so what's wrong? And then, like,
'Cause they're
5
so
episodes later, they're like, hello, sister. It's like, oh, so they're related!
Yeah,
5
in the first
episodes later.
episode.
Oh.
I got that straight away in the first episode. They'd already introduced them. as-
I either feel really stupid or just I'm not
don't
watching
know.
it at all. I just can't get into it.
Oh,
like-
I found that completely clear. It's like, oh, they're brother and sister. That's horrible. Incest is wincest, I guess.
Wisbeach.
Yeah, but I don't think they didn't really make a deal of it. That's probably why I didn't get it. It was just like they're having sex and a little kid saw him. That's about it. I'm sure they probably get into it later on, and it does become a big deal. But by then, I've already lost interest and
Oh no,
moved on to the
kid's currently crippled and only now. What season has it just aired? 4 or 5? I can't remember. He's
Right.
only now got to his destination.
Oh Jesus!
It does take a long time, but it is.
What the fuck
so...
it should have been like, so what's mum and dad doing then for tea tonight or something like that? Or like banging each other.
No, they weren't his mum and dad.
No.
We said they're brother and sister.
They are brother, yeah, but they weren't the parents of the kid they pushed out
See,
the window.
that's how fucking complicated it is.
I'm not even seeing it as
It was the
complicated.
boy's auntie and uncle.
So
Exactly.
yeah, and
I don't find it complicated, apart from when there's a gap between series, and I'll suddenly mention someone and I've got to like, fuck, who was that? And there's odd little things like in episode 3, there's some bastard son who's heir to the throne, and they kind of, someone rescues him, puts him on the boat, sets him out to sea. We didn't see him all in season 4, so you kind of like, what happened to him? Is he still fucking rowing his boat in the ocean somewhere? What happened?
the thing is,
you
like,
don't-
whenever I go to people, like, it obviously is good. People enjoy it and people rave about it,
Yeah.
but I don't know why I'm not getting it, and I want to. I'm not watching it going, well, this is shit. That's a
Whether
bit
it's
shit.
because
I'm
I'm
trying to
Yeah.
enjoy it. I'm trying to go, what do people see in this? And I'm like, I can't understand. My parents and my little brother watched it and they absolutely love it. And I went into the room the other day and just said, when does Game of Thrones get good? They went, what?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is good. And I was like, I've watched 4 episodes and nothing's happened.
You have to stick with. Like,
Maybe it's because I marathoned it, so I didn't have that issue of like who's who, because I sat and devoured like 8 episodes in one sitting.
Yeah.
So I got
Well,
it all
you
in.
You
bed
shouldn't
on
have
the
to do
right.
that. Like, people that watch it on TV have to watch it week by
Well,
week.
yeah, that's what I
Surely-
do now. But whether initially,
Yeah.
because each season does get, to me, I think it got better and better. And the last season was just, it's one of those programs I'll sit and I'll be like, oh fucking hell, ranting at
Yeah.
the telly, like, what you doing, you bastard?
Well, each episode has ended, and I've just gone, all right, time for bed. I haven't gone, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next week. Every episode's just ended on something happening, and that something hasn't been gripping or entertaining or funny or thrilling or.
See, for me, it has been when we watch, especially like now that we're watching them week by week, now that I'm caught up, kind of thing. And it's like we'll watch it, and then we're discussing it at work for the whole week. We're like, oh shit, what's going to happen now because of this, this, and this, and like, fuck, I want to know what happens next week.
The most exciting thing that I've found so far is when you told me the guy with the scar on his face and the long hair is the guy from Shaun of the Dead. Not Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. He
Fuzz,
goes-
yeah.
Every time I'm just hoping he just goes, yarp.
Yarp.
That's the only thing I'm waiting for. That and Peter Dinklage.
They're all on Netflix, aren't they?
Nah.
Oh, no.
No.
I thought there was.
No.
He won't do that because he's a badass. in
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
There's a cool bit where it's in whatever season's just fucking aired. I can't remember 4 or 5. He does a whole speech about wanting to eat some chicken, but it's referring to these guys that are in this inn as being chickens, and it's like, I'm fucking hungry for chicken or something. It's basically, this whole thing basically means back off or I'm going to fucking tear you to bits. But it was a whole speech where he turned it into this whole thing about wanting chicken, and you're like, that's weird, but I really fucking like
So
it.
it can't just be straightforward. Can't just say I'm going to fuck you up. Has to do a whole dialogue about chicken. Brilliant. I'm going to watch one more episode. I'm going to watch episode 6 of season 1, and
need
if it
to
doesn't get any
rewatch-
better, I'm literally just going to give up and probably watch some other crap.
I need to rewatch season 1 and see where you're up to, because I can't. It's been so long since I've watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, controversial opinion, but that's all I'm saying. So anyone out there who isn't into your Lord of the Rings and your Sir Knights of this realm and King's Stanton or whatever it's called, you know. if you're not into that-
I'm massively into Lord
never
of the
been into
Rings,
fantasy
and
and all that sort
I
of
struggled with it.
Yeah.
It is more. It's less fantasy creatures and more. It's the politics and things that make it.
Seems more of a dick tease than Godzilla was. At least they showed Godzilla. In this, they just
Oh yeah, this
they talk about
They don't
winter
even
coming.
cup your balls.
You know,
Yeah.
at the very first episode, the beginning where the guys get killed by the mysterious, the White Walkers.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, they still haven't. You'll see them in little glimpses. There's still been. I don't think
Is
he's
this
even
why,
got that far in the book yet.
Is this what Butters and Surf Park just keeps ripping it, saying it's not even got nowhere sort of thing yet? You know?
Probably.
Yeah. It does take a long time for the whole.
I've seen my first wiener though. Lily Allen's brother got his cock out. I was like, all right.
Did you do the song?
Wiener, wiener, wiener. Da, da, da.
One winner.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do think of that when
Next
when the theme tune gets on. Now, speaking of the Wiener song, comes from South Park. Anybody been watching the latest season?
I watched first episode so far.
I've watched
See,
one and
That's
two.
all
I
I've
see
seen.
a clip of one where they take the piss out of Lordy or someone, if she's called Lord. Or something.
I didn't know who she was.
man.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
episode-
I've seen her as a pop
The gluten
star.
thing I thought was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, they've had 4 episodes, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
doing something new. Each episode links into the last one.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Then.
I've never done that
season
before,
1
have
and
they?
2, and
That
season 2
keeps it
started
fresh.
with them going back to school, and everyone's like, "Oh, I thought you were going to do your
yeah.
whatever it was, the money making thing."
Yeah, the first
Startup
episode
company.
is they're talking about like doing a Kickstarter where they just sit around and do nothing. They're like, taking the piss out of people who earn money on the internet for doing nothing, and it's all about the Washington Redskins football team who kind of refuse to change their name because it's established and it's kind of racist. But they're like, yeah, but it's only a name, and they kind of play on that. And I thought, all right, that's an episode that's finished. Then I watched episode 2, and then they open up and they kind of reference the last episode. I was like, all right, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And now I'm up to episode 4, and they're still referencing
Yeah,
like
that's
things from
nice.
episode 1. So I'm really looking forward to seeing
Keeps
the
it
rest of the
fresh,
season.
doesn't it? Yeah.
They're kind of latching on to that whole sort of episodic thing, which they've only done sort of briefly in the past with like episodes like Imagination Land and Go God Go
Yeah.
and Cartoon Wars.
I'll
and
see.
stuff
I
like
just
that.
see the Lord bit.
Yeah.
Where
I've never heard
he's
of Lord,
like,
so I have
"Leaning
no
in the
idea
sun,"
what's
or whatever.
going
He's like, yeah, just change it, but it
Yeah,
just sounds like one of those songs.
that's-
I know of her because I've seen her on telly and that, but I
Yeah.
don't obviously like.
I don't know what she looks like. I've heard a couple
No,
of
no,
the
she's
songs.
just this young girl and she's done really well for
Yeah.
herself, sort of thing. But
It's like Randy Marsh, apparently.
Eric changes it. It's
So,
amazing.
yeah, it's just like,
forgot about
I was just in the...
He's on the toilet as well.
on the
He's
toilet
writing
still,
lyrics
it's
on the
just,
toilet.
I'm a lord, 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 lord.
So you've not seen the second episode yet?
I've not seen none of them.
Wait till
I
you see
need
what
to.
happens if you have an overdose of gluten.
I need to. Yeah, I need to see them now.
Yeah, I thoroughly recommend you guys start getting caught up on them.
The problem I've had with it, because I've been recording it on Sky, and they
Yeah, it's been on
always
Sky,
seem to
yeah.
cut the first fucking minute or two off
I hate
it. It
when
never
they do
starts
that.
from the beginning. I'm like,
Yeah, I hate when they do
assholes.
that.
There's only 22 minutes, you can't afford to.
No, like, what the fuck? I'm just. Ah, you
Yeah,
bastards!
Friday nights are on Sky, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, I've got episode 3 to watch then, yeah.
Yeah, I think they air in America on a Thursday, so if you know your sources online, you can get it early Friday.
That's how I've been watching Gotham.
Oh!
Naughty.
If it's good, I'll buy it anyway, so.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? So, yeah, I recommend doing that. Forget Game of Thrones, stick with good old South Park, you can't go wrong
Stick with
it.
South Park, but don't forget Game of Thrones. 'cause it's awesome.
I can't really say on this one.
Oh my god, how the last one ended, man. Fuck. So you need to watch it.
The winter come.
What's South
The
Park?
last episode of
Yeah, Winter
Game of
Come.
Thrones, the guy
Winter's
got his
coming.
eyes gouged in and fucking.
Gouged in.
Someone got his eyes thumbed in.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It's gone quiet.
On that note.
Yeah, so, Chud, did you manage to get any lists for this week?
I'm afraid I haven't.
Ah.
And the reason is, I normally do the list today. I would have done it at some point after I finished work. Well, I've spent most of the day after I finished work today sorting out, prepping the PC and getting the capture software sorted.
Yeah.
So I forgot.
Ah. Well, I kind of half got a list. It's not a very good list, but it's more about what the list represents and whatnot. That sounded a bit pretentious, didn't it? Basically, it's a list.
A little bit.
Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really go over too well in China.
oh, is this the weird title that's been given?
No, basically the people that translated it and did the
Yeah.
subtitles for it
Oh.
didn't do a great job. So like Chinese people are watching it going, oh, is that meant to be a
Well,
joke
maybe.
or whatever? So basically there's 4 instances of where translation has gone wrong and the Chinese audience didn't really get what it was. The first one, obviously everyone knows Rocket Raccoon. he was sort of looked down upon as being like a rodent or a weasel or anything like that. But basically, any translation that said things like rodent or weasel or anything like that come up as small raccoon. So basically, they were just saying, "Oh, look at you, you're a small raccoon," and the Chinese audience were basically going, "Yeah, he is." I don't get what you're going on about here. You know, it's basically going to Peter Quill, "You're a human." But
Surely there's like a Chinese word for mouse or rat. That's like,
Yeah, but-
I've got the ear of the fucking rat. How difficult would that be? Going to Chinese, flick through the calendar, go, oh, there's the rat.
yeah,
Let's copy that
translate
symbol
that.
for rat. Yeah.
Well, it's just they just didn't do a very good job, did they?
That's pretty clever.
Number 2, Ronan the something, I can't remember what
Accuser,
the accuser,
wasn't
wasn't it? Yeah.
Gandalf the Grey now?
Hey?
Is he now Gandalf the Grey?
Basically, at the end, spoiler alert for Guardians. If you haven't seen it, then you probably shouldn't be listening to this anyway because
And
you're
you
not cool
suck.
enough.
It's brilliant.
Basically, at the end, Star-Lord starts dancing and distracts Ronan the accuser, and then he insults him by calling him a turd blossom. In Chinese, it's replaced by Big Face.
Oh. What? Sorry, poop flower or something. That's a turd blossom. Big face. That's not easy.
Yeah, well, weird, isn't it? Number 3, in the scene where Gamora halts Star-Lord's sexual advances on Nowhere, the warrior woman tells the hero that she will not succumb to his pelvic sorcery. Can you guess what the Chinese audience has witnessed on screen?
Should not succumb to your hand magnitude.
No, it's rhetoric sorcery. Which
Oh.
is completely not even the same thing. Surely they've got a word for pelvis, haven't
You
they?
could have put groin or something.
Yeah.
There's going to be something.
But, yeah,
Just
very on.
done shit in it.
And the 4th and final one is basically to round it off when Star-Lord says, "We're the Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch." In China, it says, "We're the
Porridge.
Guardians of the Galaxy, slut."
Oh, okay.
Which kind of doesn't really go as an insult to another man,
the
does
film
it?
didn't translate as Guardians of the Galaxy over there. It came out as something like, the group of improbable space adventure, or something weird like that. It just
Doesn't really roll off the
wasn't,
tongue,
no,
does it?
Because Army of Darkness came out over there as Captain Supermarket.
Fuck.
Because of the whole
Because of the one scene at the
supermarket.
very end of the
Yeah.
film, depending on which ending you watched,
Yeah.
where he's back in the fucking
What's it
S-Mart.
called? Yeah, smart. Yeah.
Because on their poster it's got tins of Campbell's soup because he's Bruce Campbell and that. It's like, wow, you've gone really weird with
Going the wrong way with it.
it. Yeah. But I can't remember what it's called, but it had some weird title in China, yeah.
Oh, just going through my iPad here, Mark. I've received an email from a big shot Hollywood director. Did you see this on the Chapskip email?
No, I didn't.
You remember we were having a little bit of a discussion with the Battle of the Damned director Christopher Hatton.
Oh, I haven't heard. Oh, I didn't know he sent us another one.
He sent us another email.
Oh, okay.
This is possibly the coolest email we will
I've not.
have to date and possibly will ever have
The
in our
last one
lives.
from him was where I'd said about we hadn't had a lot of time to review stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, real life always getting in the way," and that.
Yeah.
And that was the last time.
Basically, your last email back said, "Hi Chris, thanks for the info and the movies. Looking forward to seeing the Regulators. Sound you're interested in. You talk about picking up the movie Stalled,
Yes, I've got that to watch.
and then it doesn't really you didn't ask him a question or anything
No,
like
no.
that. But it's really cool that basically he starts off with just saying Mark! Exclamation point,
Okay.
which is really really cool. And he goes, "So I'm hanging the other day with a friend who is an Icelandic director. We were far too many sheets to the wind." Which I guess...
Pissed?
I mean,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
And he goes, "I told him he had to see your review of Battle of the Damned.
Oh, wow.
We laughed our asses off. It's truly my favourite review I've ever had.
Wow.
You guys need to keep cranking them out. But it did remind me, you need this information." And he's put from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, unafflicted equals not afflicted. Best Chris.
Oh,
so
right.
I guess we
Oh, right.
kind of made some sort of like grammatical
That
errors
was me.
there.
I said about the guy who was in charge of the group called the didn't they meet? There was the old guy who was the leader. I'm like,
That's brilliant.
I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about? He says unflicted. I'm like, that's not even a fucking word.
Yeah, so it's
How cool is that?
unafflicted.
Does he want us to act
Oh,
in the
right.
next film?
I just thought that was like the coolest thing.
Oh,
So,
It's cool.
so
That's really
some
cool.
some guy who directs movies, who actually is in the industry, was just chilling with his Icelandic pal, having a
Yeah.
few drinks, and they
Wow.
thought for entertainment they would put on a chapter skip video where we
awesome.
What
kind
did
of
we do
rip his
as
movie
what
or
was
When you
something.
look at that,
skit?
you know,
What was
one
that-
of those views.
What was that skit? What did we do for a skit?
Oh, the robot porn.
Yeah, the robot.
You're
porn.
watching robot. I've actually
Yeah.
still got the full uncut robot porn on my phone. I half thought to myself
You should
because
tell
we
him.
said about he puts
Send him
robots in all his films. Has he got a robot fetish? And then you were googling robot
Yeah,
porn, and then you found like a gay website, and I'm like, oh yeah, Shaun that's you or whatever. We've done this little joke about Shaun.
Oh, was that that one? Was it?
Yeah.
I remember one of the skits was because we likened Dolph Lundgren not talking very much. We likened that to Joe when we don't let
Oh,
you
yeah,
talk
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
So we did that
Oh
skit
yeah,
where.
fuck you.
Kept interrupting.
You're right, Joe, and you're like,
Yeah.
you go to talk every time. We'd like, oh, you're on Twitter, oh, hashtag Chuck Skip, hashtag YOLO, and then you just sort of go, fuck you guys.
Well, yeah, I'll walk off and you like.
Every
what
time
is
we
it?
try
You
and
just like,
speak-
he wants to try and talk more or something.
Yeah,
like that.
dude, yeah. He needs
Brilliant.
to talk more.
Yeah,
you know,
something
it's very
like
cool.
that. So, yeah, I just thought that was
So
really cool.
I did think the sending in
Memories.
that whole unedited, here's my robot porn that I shot with like little cardboard models and PVA glue spurging all over one of them.
Good times. I just love how my hair changes every time, and the fucking each one. It's straight, then it's a mess, then
Yeah.
it's short, then it's long, then I've got no beard,
Yeah.
then I've got a beard again. It's like, what the fuck?
It's just so difficult to do them reviews now and do this. I had one skit
Yeah.
idea I might do for Wolf Cop,
Yeah.
which was I mentioned the Three Little Pigs thing. I was thinking I might read my own version, a Wolf Cop version of Three Little
Yeah.
Pigs, and then just have a
No,
to
there
get
was-
my daughter to pretend she's crying or something. Or something.
It was
But I
great
think it's
fun, and we have got some little
Yeah,
gems there, definitely.
Yeah.
Just makes you wonder when you make all these videos. I know a lot of people out there who are YouTubers and have got a lot of
know,
subscribers. They
yeah.
get instant kind of
Yeah.
feedback,
Like
whereas
my friend said, he said you deserve more fucking subscribers. You really do than a lot of the stuff out there. My friend.
But the thing is, like, what was it? A year and a half ago, we started up Chapter Skip. Seems a bit sad now. It would have kind of like come a full circle, isn't it? It was like we started Chapter Skip, so we're kind of going on a retrospective here. But yeah, we sort of started it. We just wanted to like have fun, and then I guess we thought we had a niche, and we thought maybe we could kind of.
Yeah, a bit different.
And we
yeah.
gained a
But
few
we get
subscribers.
I think it was when we did John Dies at the end, and we got a tweet back from Don Coscarelli.
Oh, Don
Yeah,
Coscarelli.
I was
That's
like, wow,
amazing.
fucking hell, the director of Phantasm likes our review. I'm like, for me, that was like the most amazing thing
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then I thought maybe in a fairy tale-esque way, like we would start and we would slowly get better because
Yeah.
we did our first review, which was just me and Mark in Joe's shed reviewing the Mama trailer, which I look back now and cringe
I do. It's
really
like
badly.
Got
all
shitloads of
Like,
views, didn't it?
yeah, and it got like over 100,000 views in like a week, and we was like,
Mental.
okay, if every video hits 100k, you know, we'll get loads of subscribers really
yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, we deserve
You know,
more.
and then we could do this as a thing where maybe we don't make loads of money, but we could treat it as a part-time job. But then we put out the last Stan trailer review, and that got like 40 views, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, the first one was definitely a fluke,
Yeah.
you know, and that was kind of sad. But even the filming, we didn't have many lights, so it kind of looked a bit
Yeah.
grainy, a bit shit. And even us as like, I guess, in front of camera talent, you know.
Well, we were still memorising words at that point.
Yeah,
So we had like, right, memorise these 2 sentences, then say it to the camera. We had so many fucking goes, and we're
Yeah.
not relaxed because we're trying to remember, because we're not fucking actors, we can't remember lines.
Exactly.
You know.
And well, we could if we prepared it. If we
Yeah,
wrote
right.
it on a Monday
Yeah.
and remembered it and shot it on a Friday, maybe we could remember most of the points. But we wanted it more sort of straight up and just kind of. We didn't want to have all this in between bit saying, oh, kinda, or maybe, or like, and stuff like that. Like we do on a podcast, because a podcast is instant. You know, you do it and you put it out there. You don't worry about editing every little bump, bash, burp, fart, or anything like
And
that.
we did kind of leave a lot of things to the last minute. And, I mean, like the actual movie review for Mama, we recorded on a Monday or Tuesday?
I don't know, but
You came with me, didn't you, Joe, to watch it? So it was you, me, and Amy, and I wrote I think we watched it on the Sunday. I wrote the review and all the skits on the Monday, and we filmed it on the fucking Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there was
And
no
I made
kind of
them
like
fucking.
there was no time to
made
go
the
and
cherries.
give anything to spit and polish it.
I
Yeah, you made the
made
props.
the cherries
didn't
out of bread. And
Yeah.
stuff. And the weird thing is that
Made cherries out of bread because we couldn't actually get fucking cherries. How bad is that?
it was crazy, yeah.
And you made moths out of a little moth out of
That's
paper.
it, yeah, I remember that. And the weird thing is that the mum of the guy who directed, and he's got the same condition, but I've got Marfan syndrome.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
which was crazy.
And another interesting thing, to this date, I've never seen the movie Mama.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in that reviewing it like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You was only in the skits, I think, weren't you?
No, I did the
No, I did
review.
the
I
review.
spoke your words for you.
Oh, you. Oh, right. Okay.
I was there one night, it was just used to.
I thought you was in it.
Are you on about the trailer or the actual
Oh, the trailer,
movie?
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
no,
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 the
the
review
review,
I was
I
all
can't
about,
remember.
but the trailer I was there for that one, the first thing we ever did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Insanity. Chad's just sitting there going, "Oh, I wasn't a part of this."
No, it wasn't.
No.
You saw one of the reviews. Iron Man trailer.
You
Oh
watched the one
yeah, I
once?
came up. I was behind the scenes.
Yeah, you were there, and I was just then leaving. I go out.
And we had new.
I guess I was
Newton
kind of there before
and-
chapter skip when we were trying to do some.
Oh,
bits and
we had
pieces,
little-
Yeah.
And
Because like the whole.
That's kind of like how it started.
And we
I
had,
won't mention the name of my film, but there's that thing you mentioned when you had a nun outfit, which we've discussed
Yeah.
before.
and we had Newton,
So I don't
didn't we?
know.
Acting
Yeah.
Yeah,
seas.
we had a guest
That
actor.
was brilliant.
And then it was me as his stomach.
There's some odd things that we went to loads of work to make him like a little ruffled
Yeah.
I did
shirt and
that.
sleeves. Like, didn't need to do that at
Yeah,
all.
it
But
was
like, fuck it, we had
It was
fun doing
ridiculous.
it. So.
It was brilliant.
And the squirrel was probably the
Yeah,
best
no, I
actor
think we
in that.
deserve more. We definitely did. For all the work you had to do, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the thing. We did it for, I think we literally did it for a year and a bit, and I thought, there's only so long you can make YouTube videos, and when you don't get any, I know a lot of people kind of continue, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to still do the odd review, and if I can, put at least one skit or something in there.
I miss
I
that
think
that
it's
craziness.
It's a
Miss that.
snowballing effect on YouTube, and
Yeah.
once you get going, that's it. You
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start reaching more people.
if
It's
we'd
that
have done
getting
that
going,
one
isn't
skit
it?
that like appealed to everyone and
Yeah.
everyone got it, we probably could have made like a big splash. But I think we were doing movies that were just out, so a lot of people didn't watch it because they didn't want to have spoilers. And then when the movie's been out for so long, it's kind of probably not as funny or not as good, So maybe we.
And I get a bit like where some of them, the trailer review has had more hits than the actual movie review.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, watch the movie review because that's got all the funny shit going on.
Yeah.
But there you go, you can't win them all.
No, you
We
can't.
did it for ourselves.
Well, give it a
I'm
go.
still going to put the odd. Well, it's weird now that I can't find the time to get reviewed done. Whereas before we'd right, Sunday gonna watch a film. Monday we'd get it all written up and we'd send us scripts back to each other and tweak them and edit them. Like Tuesday we'd film and I'm like, oh, it takes me 2 weeks to fucking get around to doing
Yeah.
something.
It'd be cool if we could
You have
if
other
we,
jobs, if it
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, because I was thinking at that time how long it takes me to watch a film, write a review and film it and edit it. I could probably get something done in one day if I had a 10-hour solid to do it. I could do it.
A lot of these, say professional, YouTubers, they do work full days doing their videos, don't they?
Yeah.
They just film 3-4 videos and then do all the editing and that.
But we are going to try.
Consistency.
it'd be
is
cool in the
key.
future if we could like obviously when everybody's not busy, even if it don't happen in the future, but it would
Well, that
be cool.
happened when I retired.
If we could just do like a little small film, one of your things sometime.
Yeah,
When we
we've
got
got little.
time.
It's just
When we got time, obviously.
having time.
Yeah, everybody's
I
free.
mean, we're trying out new things. Me and Chad are going to have a go at doing
Yeah, I heard
a
you.
Let's Play this week.
That's cool.
So,
Just keep
what
putting
happens.
things on the Facebook, keep
Yeah.
putting things on the Twitter, keep putting things on the YouTube page.
Yeah, no,
and-
maybe somebody might check one of our videos out and think, fucking hell, that's
well,
good, isn't it?
just the fact that Christopher Hatton, the
Yeah,
director of
that's what I mean,
Battlegrounds
yeah.
and Robotropolis, has checked it out
We've had some
and
cool-
enjoys it.
We've had some cool things, and that lady who's a good actress, what was her name?
Caroline Williams.
And things
And
like
well,
that.
everyone who was involved with Contracted.
Yeah,
And all the
yeah.
guys from Bounty Killer. I mean, when they offered us
Yeah.
that chance to go and kind of introduce them
Yeah.
at a
Yeah.
show, it was
That's
kind of
fucking
cool.
mental.
Yeah, insane.
That was a great film.
Yeah.
Cool,
So-
good stuff. Memories.
Final segment of the podcast, of my potentially final podcast. Won't be the final one because we'll
No,
sort something
you'll be
out
back,
and
yeah.
we'll do a Google Hangout
Yeah.
or we'll plug some sort of audio into the laptop where I can join in. But I, as normal, have arranged 3 different kind of weird stories to talk about. I'll pose the title and you guys can choose which one you would like to talk about. So, the first story is called I Fuck My iPad.
Sorry about that noise. That's me. That's my
Was you
Velcro pocket.
fucking-
Not someone fucking an iPad.
Number 2 is called How to Get a Horde of Lesbians Kissing in Your Store. And the third
Horde of lesbians.
Sounds like a B
A
movie.
horde.
and the third and final story is called Hitler Had to Be High, right?
I'm going for number 2.
I didn't know a group of lesbians was a horde.
Maybe I don't know if there's a particular word.
There's got to be another. Yeah.
I think horde's right.
Gaggle of lesbians.
Gaggle of
A
lesbians.
scissor of lesbians.
Better me.
So you guys want to talk about the horde of lesbians, do you?
Yeah.
You sound like an instructional video.
The title's a little bit misleading, but as most kind of news headlines are, you like to embellish on what it is. But basically, in Britain, normally these stories are from America, but in Britain there was a couple who went into their local Sainsbury's and, you do the shopping, you hold hands, it doesn't matter what gender you are, if you're gay, straight, bi, transgender, transsexual, whatever, you shouldn't kind of be picked on for showing a little bit of PDA. Just a little bit. Public displays of affection do kind of make me feel uncomfortable if people are like all over each other, but just a cheeky little peck on the cheek or whatever. There was 2 girls and they shared a small kiss, or as they described it, a light kiss in the store.
Sounds like an alpha version. Just like a free version.
Yeah, kiss but light. And
Not the premium.
this was a female security guard, so it might have been a little bit different if it was a male security guard. He might have been like just following them around just on the radio. Boys, got a couple of lesbians.
Lesbian in the store.
Right, come on, get down here.
I repeat.
They're having a
I'm
light
being
kiss. They're having a small smooch. Get right down there. And I didn't really get this, but the quote is, when a female security guard approached the couple and told them to either leave or take it outside. Now surely that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to get out or get out and take it outside. Surely it should have been stop it or get out rather than take it outside or just leave and don't do it outside. So what the couple did, they thought they would get back at Sainsbury's, so they filed a complaint, and then Sainsbury's spokesperson later apologised for the incident, saying basically, we didn't really handle it very well, and they offered to donate £100 to the charity of their choice, which is a little bit cheap, isn't it? Sainsbury's, a multi-conglomerate company, offering £100. So the couple basically said, nah, too little, too late, we don't want that kind of discrimination. So what they did, they got all of their university friends to go to that particular supermarket, and about 700 people went into the store and just started making
That
out
is
with each
definitely a
other.
fucking horde.
That's pretty much a horde, isn't it?
700?
Girls, guys, girls and guys, guys and
Yeah, I
guys,
did hear
girls and
about
girls. Basically, they just went in there and just went, fuck you, Sainsbury's, we're all just going to make out.
Can we just
Poor
say
fucking
then?
security guard.
We honestly, we do not want Sean to be replaced by sexy topless ladies. We don't want it. They've got no place here.
Yeah,
It's
either
gonna
stop
work.
it or get out.
Yeah, just don't come in here. No, we don't want you. Sorted. Boobs next week, guys.
Brilliant. Good stuff.
I just thought that was really cool. If you don't want people making out in your store, don't make a big deal of it. Otherwise, you might have even more people come into your store.
Don't offer £100 for.
Haven't done store security. I
Sesame.com.
would never. What's the point in that? Why would you kick someone out? Because they're.
Well, it's obviously a bigoted type thing, and the
Won't be able to
woman
do it.
obviously saw the
Won't be
two
able to
girls
do it.
making out and just thought, wow.
Won't be able to do it in Russia and places like that.
Well, that's the thing. The article goes on to say
You
in
get put in
81
prison for
countries it's illegal to be openly gay.
Yeah.
So the fact that they only got told to take it outside or leave, which is basically get the fuck out.
I mean, to be honest, that doesn't really sound like a Sainsbury's policy sort of training.
I
That's
don't
probably
think it
the
was that
security guard.
person. It was an individual.
Sainsbury's,
Yeah.
take it out or leave.
Yeah, Tesco, if a little helps. Sainsbury's, take it outside or leave.
Every little light kiss helps.
Yeah, so 81 countries illegal to be openly gay. So
I wouldn't mind hearing about Hitler, why he's high or whatever, if that's alright.
Well, that's not how this game works, Joe.
No.
It
He's
is-
done it before!
I have.
Yeah,
Done it before!
We don't have time.
Right, just really quickly. Basically,
That's
there's-
only because I've got another thing I wanted to say. That was all.
Oh, okay, I'll go through this really quickly. Apparently there's going to be a documentary on this week about Hitler. Apparently he was secretly addicted to crystal meth. So
I
whether
didn't
that's-
hear he had a drug.
Bitch.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a drug, but I knew he took like a lot of tablets. But I
yeah,
didn't know that.
and he used to inject bull semen into him to give him
Yeah,
a
he's
boost.
He's a vegetarian as well, and a really good artist.
No, I heard
A
he was a
vegan,
failed artist.
and he's a really good
I heard he
artist.
was a vegetarian and a
those
failed
weren't
artist.
secret, so I'd never heard the crystal meth thing.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So yeah, I think the
Did he cook it up
documentaries.
himself in a little trailer? Or
Heisen Hitler.
Blue sky.
that's what happened at Auschwitz. That smell wasn't people being burnt alive.
Oh!
It was his meth lab.
You can-
That's what that gas odour was.
Denying the Holocaust happened. That shit.
No,
Not denying it, he's
country.
just putting a different twist on it. Yeah. Holocaust.
Is that the smell of dead Jews? No, it's a meth lab. Oh, okay.
You leave my people alone.
Your people.
Hitler White.
Hitler White. Yeah, Adolf White, yeah. And Goebbels Pinkman. What I was going to mention, because I think I mentioned to you a couple of weeks back,
Probably
Sean, I had
edit
it.
that out.
That's alright. It's alright, it's just
Nah, get more.
it's just idle
That
banter. that
one viewer, one listener might get offended.
My wife will
Might-
tell me off.
Yeah. Shouldn't say that about Jewish people.
She'll be more pissed off about, what did you say about topless women?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Lesbians what? Horde of lesbians what?
I mentioned you a couple of weeks back, I had it's not on my list. Oh, okay. As such. I had a story I wanted to tell you about called Dreams of Bacon at Disneyland.
Okay.
And I had a weird dream. I was at a theme park. Amy and Erin were with me, and somehow it didn't look like Disneyland. There wasn't any rides that I'd recognise, but in my brain, it was Disney. And we'd gone on it was like a walk-through thing that was a bit like ancient undiscovered temple, a bit Indiana Jonesy, Tomb Raider kind of thing. You come out, and then there was a helicopter on a landing pad at the end of it, and you get in a helicopter, and it was then flying really close through these trees. I'm like, wow, this pilot's amazing. And when it landed, it was like, oh, we weren't actually on a helicopter, it was a ride. I'm like, fuck, how did you do that? And they're like, oh, come on, we'll show you. So Amy and Erin buggered off to do their own thing, and they've shown me how this ride works. And then for some reason, when they've done that, the bit I came out in was done to look like a pub. And I'm like, I'm in this bar, and I see Kevin Bacon. So I decided to say hello to him because we'd worked together on a film or something at some point.
Yeah.
And he was walking past, and I'm like, all right, Kev, how you doing? And it was, turns out...
Oh, Kev! Oh, Kev!
And he was a massive, obnoxious, drunken prick.
Ah.
You smell the
He just kind of blanked me, and then he was being a bit of a drunken arsehole, and I was like, oh, fuck you, Kevin Bacon. And then I left.
Being a bit foot
Never work in your film again.
Which I was a bit upset with my dream for not having a big dramatic ending, because I'm like, yeah, Kevin Bacon's a bit of a dickhead. And then that was it.
I'm sure he's not.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sure he's a lovely guy in real life.
Doesn't
In my
matter,
dream,
it's
he
cool.
blanked me. It was, I can't remember
You
what he
felt
did.
slighted by Kevin
Yeah,
Bacon in
it
your
Just
dream.
find him on Twitter and
You blanked me in my dream.
say sorry.
We'd worked together and you ignored me.
Yeah. In my
Dreams of
dream.
Mark. In the dreams of Mark.
I thought of one other thing. Sorry, I keep running.
That's
Go on.
It's the link with Kevin Bacon, because obviously he was in Tremors. They're going to make another Tremors film. It's going to be part...
I've not
to
seen
really-
the old ones. I've heard they're
What the
good.
fuck is the matter?
I can remember Mr. Livingstone at school always trying to make me watch him.
Trevor's is awesome.
Oh.
Trevor's.
What did you say? Trevor's? Trevor's is awesome.
Dear.
It's getting late, isn't it?
Yeah, Tremors is awesome. Watch the first one. They've done 4 of them now. They're going to do a 5th to kind of partially to reboot the franchise, but it will be
They're
a
on
sequel
Netflix,
as well.
but I've never seen
And it will be set in Africa this time. And I think they're going to put a new creature in. There's kind of 3 stages
do they-
in the life cycle of the worm. They're going to put a new one in there.
I can
and
remember you can't be on the floor or something.
They pick up on the sensation of you walking.
Or
They'll
jump on
pick
the
up
cars or
the
something.
tremor of you. Yeah, so any vibrations, it'll attract them.
Anyone named Trevor.
Or anyone called Trevor, yeah.
Good
Loads of
vibration.
Trevors.
Is that the worm's called, Trevor?
But they're going to do a 5th one, so I'm up for that. Yeah.
Like,
What's it? Was it? What? Yeah. Hi, this Trevor.
Can you stop walking on the ground?
Yeah,
it's a
can
bit
you-
loud down there.
Yeah. The
missus is
Sorry,
trying to
Trevor.
The missus
Sorry.
is trying to sleep.
Yeah, that's all it is. Pissed off.
You're jumping down the
Like
road and
kids and cranky, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking Trevors.
Just tread lightly.
Said that.
The Trevor family.
Okay, so that brings us towards the end of the podcast, volume 31. The last one I'm going to do for a while, but these guys are hopefully going to continue on to volume 32. Whether it's going to be next week, I don't know. If you'd like them to continue, hit them up on Facebook. I'll still do the Facebook and Twitter and stuff, so you can still speak to me if you want to. Facebook.com/chapterskip, Twitter @chapterskip, email chapterskip@gmail.com. You can email us like Christopher Hatton did and tell us how good and funny our videos are. And you can subscribe to the main Chapter Skip channel. Mark's going to be putting some videos up hopefully very soon, and you recently did one about...
Leprechaun is my last one. I'm going to try and do Wolfcott, plus me and Chud will be hopefully doing a Let's Play of Alien Isolation.
Excellent. So as I'm going away, we're still going to be bringing you some entertaining content as much as we can. Might not be a regular basis, but we'll keep posting stuff, and maybe sometime soon, instead of Christopher Hatton enjoying movies whilst he's having a drink, it'll be Christopher Nolan. Who knows? Probably won't be. But we can always dream.
Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves,
Interesting.
Even though he's dead.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher
Yes.
Walken.
Sure, thank you for famous Christopher.
No, that would be
Sure,
cool.
that isn't Christopher Robin either.
Christopher.
Christopher Lloyd.
I can see your mouth. You're going to make the B and then stop. You went Christopher.
I could have said Christopher. Fuck. I'm going to be Biggins now. Christopher Lee. I could have said Christopher.
Oh yeah, there you go.
No, Christopher Biggins.
So any Christophers out there, any famous
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah,
I said that.
yeah, that's what I said.
Oh fuck.
I've completely lost it now. Do you guys want to sort out some homework for next week, or should we just kind of leave it there and?
Tremors for Joe.
Yeah.
Oh God,
What else are we talking about?
What was you gonna?
What was I saying to you about witching and bitching?
I'm going to watch Witching and Bitching, definitely.
I'm gonna watch Witching and Bitching. I was gonna do it anyway, but I'll have to do it as homework.
Alright, so witching and bitching for Sean, Tremors for me.
I've got to finish Wolf Cop. Sean, do you want Wolf Cop?
What else
Actually,
are
I'll
we
tell you,
talking
I
about?
did see come up on Netflix.
Oh, total documentary.
Oh yeah, Total.
But what was you going to say?
documentary.
What was the other thing?
1P Man.
Oh, Ip Man. Ah, yeah.
But the Total documentary actually. I
And what about you?
Because I'm going to watch the Total
I'll do
film
Witch and
anyway.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Hopefully this week. So
Well, you're going to do that, but let's give you something else because he's got witching.
He's not going to be here next week, doesn't matter.
I'll say that to him.
He's going to send you a thing.
I'll send you a 140 character review.
I'll cut it down to like 20.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Movie was good.
I want it in a haiku.
Maybe that's what I can do each week. I can do like a little haiku for him and just be like, oh,
It had some witches and there were some bitches.
that's not
Man.
bad. What's a haiku? Is it 5?
So I got one. Oh,
5, 7.
We'll worry about it next week.
If you know what haiku is, tweet it at us at Chapter Skip.
Haiku.
Hashtag Chapter Skip haiku. Hashtag Goodbye Sean. Hashtag Trevor's.
Trevor's.
On behalf of Chapter Skip, I'm Sean.
I'm Trevor.
Christopher fucking Biggins. I'm Chud.
Joe!
They'll catch you guys again next time. Bye.
Adios.
Bye!